How are we doing, everybody? It's Coach Alex from Maximize Potential coming at y'all with another great Mobility Monday. Today I'm going to be going over the best way that we can warm up our hips. But before we get into that, if you haven't noticed, our cold weather gear is finally here. Stay bundled and warm while still getting your gains. We've got sweaters, we've got sweatpants, we've got beanies, and we've got a good assortment of hoodies. We still got a good handful of deals going on right now, so go ahead and grab some while the deals are still on. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link down in the comments below. Today I'm talking about how to get into a proper hip warm-up. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Last week I talked about some of the best hip openers that I know. Now this is going to be great for overall mobility, but what about a warm-up before we get into any type of exercise? Warming up is going to help prepare your body for aerobic activity. A warm-up is going to gradually rev up your cardiovascular system by raising the body temperature, increasing the blood flow to those muscles. This may also help reduce muscular soreness and lessen your risk of injury. Anyway, y'all, let's take it out to the gym and I'll show us exactly what we're getting into. All right, we got Scott in the gym. We're going to be getting into our hip warm-up here. So I want to start with a couple of trunk twists here. Now, this is going to be really great for engaging and stretching out those global core muscles. So we're going to just start twisting at the trunk here, taking those arms out, letting that centrifugal force kind of pull us from side to side. Again, we're getting a really good stretch in some of those global muscles. This is going to include things like the erectors and some of those deep core muscles. This is essential if you want to have a strong, stable, mobile, neutral spine. Just side note, always remember that neutral isn't black and white. Neutral does have a range. We're going to go ahead and get about 15 good swings on each side here. Once we get about 15, we're going to find a rack or a wall, something stable in front of us, and we're going to get into some leg swings. Now, these are going to be forward and back, almost like a pendulum leg swings. Now, this doesn't have to be an incredibly wide range of motion. If we have a limited range of motion, we can always start with small rocks and gradually increase until we find that top and bottom of our range of motion. This is going to allow for a good stretch in the hip flexor and in the glute. If we have that limited range of motion, we can go heel scoops if needed. We're going to go about 10 forward and backs on each leg here. Now, once we get that good forward and back, we're going to go laterally here. So somewhat adjusting the position here, we're going to be moving that leg side to side now. So with this lateral, we're going to be engaging that TFL, a little bit of that IT band. It's going to be very important for the stability at the hip and the knee, as well as external rotation of the knees at depth. We're also going to be getting really good into those adductors. So again, adductors being on the inside of the leg, it's another very good essential stabilizer. Again, we're going to go about 10 in each direction here. Now we got a good back lunge and reach. So we're going to go about 10 yards here. With a back lunge and reach, of course, always make sure that we have a clear surrounding behind us. We're going to take a step back, kneel into that half lunge position as we reach straight up in the air. With this, we're going to get a really good stretch in that rectus abdominis, those hip flexors, awaken up those quads, those glutes. Of course, this is all very important for getting into the proper depth in lifts like squats, deadlifts, and most Olympic style lifts. We're going to hit this for about 10 yards as we walk it straight back. Once we get that good 10 yard, we're going to get into some backwards abduction. So turning it on around. All right, with this backwards abduction, we're going to turn it on around. We're going about 10 yards again. So pulling that knee up, kind of like a knee hug, as we abduct, pull away from the midline. Remember, abduct means away from the body. This is going to help ready those external rotations of the femur, as well as give us an extra stretch in the adductors. I like to put my opposite hand on my chest or on my belly button, and I help lock my eyes onto one object. This is going to help assist me in my balance. This is always going to be good practice for that single leg stability. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and hit this for about 10 yards. All right, this next one's going to be a lateral high step with a squat. So ideally we have some sort of hurdles or something that we can step over, step under. So we're going to go ahead and raise that inside leg, step over this hurdle, clear it, a little bit of that backwards abduction motion there. Then we're going to go ahead and slide that foot under as we squat through. Again, getting real comfortable in that deep squat position. Again, we're going to begin to familiarize the body with its depth capabilities. This is going to help assist in the comfort in the deep squat position, as well as warm up the entirety of that lumbopelvic complex. This is going to include the glutes, the hams, those erectors in the back, and even a couple of muscles in the calf and ankle. We're gonna wanna go about 5 yards in each direction here. All right, finally, this last one is gonna be a plate goblet squat with a knee drive. So we're gonna go ahead and grab a light plate, something that you can handle, and we're gonna go ahead and sit into a deep squat here, ideally at the very bottom of our range of motion. Now, while we're here, we're gonna go ahead and drive that knee over that foot. This is not only gonna help open up a little bit of that ankle stability, open up the adductors, but again, familiarize the body and get us more comfortable in this deep squat position. Again, making us familiar with the tops and bottoms of our own range of motion is going to ensure that these squats are feeling the best that they can. We're going to go ahead and push these off to the side, get a good knee drive. We're going to hold for 5 seconds. Once we get a good 5-second hold, we can go ahead and relax. Remember to stay with the breath here. I want to go about 5 reps of 5-second holds on each side. Anyway, y'all, I hope we learned something new. Go ahead and try these at home or right before you get into your next workout. Remember, we've got some deals on our cold weather gear right now, so go ahead and grab some while the deals are still on. I'm going to leave a link down in the comments below. Remember, this is always a conversation, so don't forget to leave a like. Comment down below with any questions that you may have, anything that you learned, or suggestions for future content that you want to see. But other than that, I'm Coach Alex. Y'all be good, drink some water, and I'll see y'all in the next one.